Okay, so what's the difference between 8-ball and 9-ball pool? And a lot of people probably just think pool is pool. They've grown up playing pool, maybe in the pub or on a friend's table, and they just think of pool as being reds and yellows, and a black ball and a cue ball, and that's it, and don't really know that there are other games that are played. So in this video I'm going to take you through what's the difference between 8-ball pool, like reds and yellows that you'd have played in the pub, and 9-ball pool, which is the most popular format of pool played in the world. It's the most popular tournament format. It's played with the larger size 2¼ inch balls, and it's what you'll have seen on TV. So if you've got Sky Sports, if you turn on during the autumn, then you've got the World Cup of Pool and the Mosconi Cup are both covered on there. They've televised it live, and there's a whole load of interest now in playing 9-ball pool in the UK. So I'll take you through both formats of the game and explain the basic rules. Okay, so let's talk about 8-ball pool first of all, and before I go into a brief overview of how to play the game, if you want to look up the rules, you can get these online, and there are links both in the video, on YouTube and on our website, depending on where you're watching this. So you can look up the specific rules that you want to have a look at. So you've got the WPA, which is the world sort of governing body, which is the World Pool Billiard Association. So their website has a set of 8-ball rules on it. You've got their European counterpart, which is the EBA, which is the European Black Ball Association. And then you've also got what's known as world rules, which is the WEPF, which is the World 8-Ball Pool Federation. And those are world rules. So in the UK, you'll find that pool leagues are either playing black ball rules or they'll be playing world rules. And you can find either of those sets of rules online, so you can get all the details of exactly what the differences are between those. But I'm just going to give you a quick overview of how you play the game. Played either with a 2-inch reds and yellows like we've got here, or with American pool balls. So if you've got an American pool table, you can play 8-ball on there, and you'll be using the 2¼ inch spots and stripes style balls. But here in my example, I've got 2-inch reds and yellows with the normal black number 8 ball in there. So brief rules. You'll decide who breaks either by lagging the ball up and down the table. Who can get closest to the end cushion will be the winner, or get to break, or just toss a coin, and that will decide who breaks. You break off, and then whoever pots a red save first, red will then be their colour, and they will just pot through all the reds. If they miss a ball, the other player will be on yellows, and they'll be trying to pot the yellows. And then the aim then is to try and get through your coloured balls as soon as you can, and then pot the black ball, and that will win you the frame. So it's a very simple set of rules. That's what everybody's used to sort of playing in the British pubs. But if you want to know the intricacies and some of the more recent developments in the rules, then follow those links and you'll be able to see exactly what's involved with each of the different sets of rules. Okay, so let's talk about 9-ball rules here, and predominantly this will be played on an American pool table, 2¼ inch balls like we've got here, and you'll be using spots and stripes. Now, if you have got an English pool table and you bought a set of spots and stripes to go with it, you could play 9-ball on your English pool table, which is cool. But we're going to really focus on this is an American table, diamond, that's used in a load of the tournaments now worldwide. And I'll just sort of take you through the rules. So you've got the world standardized rules. This is where the BCA, the Billiard Congress of America, came together with the WPA, World Pool Billiard Association, to sort of bring together sort of standardized rules between the two sides. And these generally are the rules that are played worldwide now, which is great. However, different tournaments will have slightly different sets of rules, and I'll run those through with you whilst I'm explaining the main concept of playing 9-ball pool. So first of all, how do you rack the balls? It's quite simple. You have to have the 9-ball goes in the middle, and the 1-ball has to go at the front, and then the rest of the balls can be random. In some versions of the rules, you'll have the 1-ball will be placed on the spot, and other versions you'll have the 9-ball placed on the spot. So it just depends what version of the rules you want to play. A lot of people just basically put the 9-ball on the spot and then rack the rest of the balls around them. A lot of people will either have a diamond to be able to rack these, or you can just use your standard 8-ball triangle that would normally take 15 balls in there, and just by using your fingers to make the diamond shape, you can rack them in there like this. Okay, so let's talk the break then. So you need to break from behind this spot. It's known as the head string. So if you had a line across there, that would be the head string. You've got to break in from behind here. You don't have to break on the spot. Some people think that's where you've got to break from. And this depends really on the rules that you're playing. A lot of tournaments now will have what they call a break box, which will basically be an invisible area within which you have to break from. So it's 50% of the width of the table in the middle. So it's basically sort of as if you've got two spots there, and these will be lightly marked on the cloth so you can see where they are, and you've got to break from within that area. You're probably wondering why have you got to do that? Well, what's happened is that people have become very good at breaking with the ball at the side here. So anywhere around here, and striking the front of the rack, and actually being able to pot a ball off that every single time. Which means that if you're playing a version of the rules where you will always be breaking if you won the previous frame, you could break and run umpteen frames in that tournament, and really your opponent can't get to the table because you're able to just break every single time. So to make it tougher, they've got this break box, and that means that you've got to put your cue ball within this area here. That's where you've got to break from. It does make it a lot tougher to be able to get a ball in the pocket off every break. Okay, so I've broken, and if I've managed to pot a ball from the break, which say I've potted the 6 ball, then I get to stay on the table. I can pot any ball from the break, and then it stays my go. Say I've managed to break and not pot any balls at all, that's the end of my go, and it goes over to my opponent. So I've managed to pot the 6 ball anyway, and now my job is to work in numerical order through the remaining balls on the table. So I've got the number 1, that'll be the next ball I've got to pot, then I move to the 2, the 3, and so on through the balls. Now if I keep on going, then great, but say I miss one, then that's the end of my turn, and it's then back over to my opponent. He can then keep on potting through, and if he then takes over and he say pots the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, and then he gets and pots the 9, then he's won. And that's the key thing, is whoever pots the 9 ball has won. So technically I could end up breaking, miss everything, not pot a ball. My opponent then goes through all the balls, does all the hard work, gets the 9, leaves it over the pocket, doesn't pot it. I come along, pot the 9 ball, and I've won the game. So it is a very, very fast game. That's why it's been so popular on TV. You can even win the frame from just one shot from the break. If from the break you happen to pot the 9 ball, which is known as a golden break, then you've won that frame. So it's a really quick game, and that's why it appeals to TV audiences, and that's why it's the most popular sort of tournament version of the game. But in the UK, we are used to playing 8 ball that we talked about before, and that's what a lot of people have grown up playing. But with it being more on the TV 9 ball pool, I think more people will start playing it, and it's certainly worth giving it a try and see how you get on playing the game. Okay, so hopefully this has given you a very simple overview of both types of game, 8 ball and 9 ball pool. You might have been playing one or the other and not really got involved in the other game, so please just give it a try. You may well find that you really love the other version of the game you've not been playing. Check out the rules that I referred to earlier on so you can see the differences between all of those. And if you want to have a game and you've never tried it, then obviously there's loads of pool halls and pubs everywhere, but if you want to come down here, have a game with us, please do so. Just pop down to the showrooms and come and have a game.